So, the Fires of Heaven. Now, throughout the course of the last book, we started to get some fun tension between Rand and Avienda. Now, mind you, Rand is, got like a serious thing going with Elaine. Long distance type shit. But, they left off on a bad note. She got a little angry at him. So he's been kind of having like a weird flirtationship with Avienda. And it's fun because, it's naughty, right? Kind of naughty. Not supposed to do that. He's got a goif, kind of, right? So this book plays even more with that. So I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because it's really, really charming. So basically, the Aiel are on the march, right? The entire desert, well, like half of it, like half the desert society, they're basically like, okay, time to march. We're going to go to the other side of the mountains and we are going to conquer them because that is what the Karakarn said that we are going to do. Now, when that happens, basically, how many times can I say basically before it ceases to be a word? Probably a lot. I'm going to keep saying it too. Sorry, guys. So, they're pushing over the mountains, and the other clan that I had mentioned earlier, the one that does not appreciate Rand coming in, the Shido, they are trying to run over the mountains first. They're trying to beat Rand over there because they want to loot and pillage and all the bad stuff, right? The stuff that the Shido likes to do and that people are afraid of the Aiel for. Also, I didn't mention it up till now, but it is a somewhat important part of the world. 20 years ago, the Aiel came over the wall, which is just a mountain range. They came over and fucked around and killed a lot of people, and then they seemingly, for no reason, left. Now, we know, right, the reason is, but basically, there was a king. He did bad thing. They killed him. That's it. There's a lot more to it, but it's explained very well in the book, so it doesn't really need me to explain it for you guys. So everyone's like, holy fuck, the Aiel are coming back. We're all going to die. So they're coming over. Rand is trying to stop them because he has no intention of like hard sea conquering the world. That's not really his intention here. So he's trying to go stop them, but also like, hey guys, I'm the Dragon Reborn. Y'all gotta kind of fall in line with me because I'm trying to save the world. So they get over. Fast forwarding very quickly. It's the first time in the series there is explicit mention of sex. I very much like how Robert Jordan handles sex in his world. I find George R.R. Martin's take, his approach, very cringe. Yeah, exactly. Time and place. Thank you, Medium. Time and place. So he does it, one, tastefully, and two, when it's appropriate. Then that's what it's that perfect combo of tastefulness, right? Where we don't get too much, we don't get too little, because trust me, after a while, there's actually a solid amount of it. But even then, even in the later books, when there's actually quite a bit of it, it's tasteful. It's usually after the fact, and it's like a character, oh, I remember his touch on my skin and blah 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 blah, right? Like they get kind of dreamy about it, right? That's kind of how he approaches it, and it's very clean, very nice. It's clear what happened, it's clear that they're in love, and it's clear that they did the thing, but at no point is it explicit. And I really like that approach, because like I said, I don't really need, because like the books are already so fucking long. I don't need you to dedicate a whole nother 10 pages to them fucking. I don't need that. Now that that's out of the way. Rand and Avienda, and it's pretty cool. And it was a long time. It felt like a long time coming, right? There was a lot of tension between them, and it was really good. Now, this will cause problems later. trust me, because like I said, Rand is kind of not sworn to Elaine, but they kind of had a thing. And he feels like a cretin for it. But I mean, Aviendha was right there. She was begging for it, almost literally. It is complicated, right? She made the move, but you know, whatever. Also, I didn't go into this. There's a character called Min. Now, Min is another great female character. Fantastic. Now this is late stage Min. Again, I hate this shit so much. This art sucks. Well, the art's not bad. It's just the way that the character's described. She's a little older. She's probably like 25, maybe. Maybe a little younger, but she's like a tomboy, right? She has like boy hair, so of course, late stage they gave her long hair. She has this fun ability where she can see auras around people and she can tell the future. Kind of, she'll like see a wedding ring over somebody's head and be like, oh yep, they're gonna get married, and it always comes true, always. So that's what that is. She in the first book saw Rand, and she didn't say it to him, but she saw that he was gonna have 3 women desperately fall in love with him, and she knew that she was gonna be one of them. Like I said, to which she did not tell him that, because, you know, how the fuck do you say that to somebody? Weird, I guess I wasn't expecting a poly romance thing in the 90s, but we got it, kind of. It doesn't even happen till like the 10th book that it even becomes like that, where all 3 of the girls are in the same place at the same time and they all know everything that's happened between them all. Again, insanely tasteful, and I think written well enough to please every crowd, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's Min. So she kind of knew that was going to happen, but she is not actually with him right now. She's over in Tar Valon again, so we'll worry about her a little bit later in a few books. She's kind of a side character right now. Okay, so we're back. So they liberate the city of Cairhien, which is like right across the border between Aiel land and the Western world. And Rand claims the Sun Throne, which is the throne in Cairhien. He basically takes it as like a steward, where he kind of like, hey man, I'm not like the king, but I will be chilling here for now. And also, I should mention, Perrin is not even mentioned in this fucking book, by the way, at all. Not even fucking mentioned. So that's that. Mat gets a couple of cool scenes. Mat, I love Mat. This is where Mat actually starts to be a really good character. Mat basically does the, hey, so now that we're back into the West, I'm gonna leave, bro. I am not fucking with this shit. I am not some fucking warrior for you. I don't believe in this prophecy shit. This ain't me. This ain't me, bro. I'm fucking out of here. And then he inevitably gets drawn into the fight because he sees that the friendlies on the field are making a tactical error. And because he's the son of battle, right? He has all these memories of all these other warriors and generals. He says, ah, fuck, I gotta help these fucking guys. They're gonna get themselves killed. And sure enough, ends up helping win the fucking battle. So that's pretty cool. Now, I am going to put on the spoiler thing. Now, this is a big fucking spoiler. Like, I'm kind of debating whether or not I should even put on the spoiler thing, because I'm not going to be able to, you know, I'm going to do it. Okay, here we are. Spoiler time. This is a fucking big one. Like, probably the biggest spoiler I could possibly ever give you guys. Are you ready? So, flick the captions. Yeah. Thank you. So, first off, we need to establish one thing. There is a character called Lanfear. Lanfear is a Forsaken. She is, we met her in the second book, and she kind of just pops in every now and again to taunt Rand. Now, she was the side piece lover of Luz Theron Telamon, the original dragon 3,000 years ago, and she is fucking obsessed with Rand. Fourth girl. But she is evil to her core. She just wants him as a status symbol. She just wants to control him. Also, she is, I'm not going to pull up a picture because I know it would like give away the spoiler, but I'll pull her up later. She is the most beautiful character in the franchise. Like that's her thing, is that she is so bad, so sexy, so beautiful that she uses that as a weapon. That's her whole thing. So she shows up and she finds out that Rand fucked Aviendha from some dark friends that have been kind of hanging around. She says, yeah, that's not gonna fucking fly. So she hears the name Aviendha, and she basically comes out there swinging, right? She's like floating around and shit. She's fucking slinging fireballs, and she has, who the fuck is Aviendha? I'm gonna fucking kill her. It's over. I'm fucking, she like literally scorned woman's fury, right? Type shit. Now, Moiraine, when she went to Rhuidean, she saw the future. Not just the future, but multiple futures. Moiraine saw that at this moment, she was going to die. She saw that Lanfear, well, she saw that she had two options, really. That either A, Rand would submit, because Rand has this thing, a lot of the Two Rivers lads have this thing, they're very conservative, they never want to hurt a woman, right? They freeze up, they never want to hurt a woman. Now, she knew, that in this situation, Rand was going to be put in a situation where his only option is to kill Lanfear, this beautiful woman who kind of has a hook in him, but also a woman, right? So she knew he was probably going to choke. Now, in these multiple futures, she saw only a couple of possibilities. She saw that Rand would submit, and then Lanfear would get her hooks in, and everyone loses. Or she would see that Rand kills her, and basically it destroys him forever. He falls apart, and he is destroyed at his core because he just can't live with himself, and he loses the war. So Moiraine decides to sacrifice herself to kill Lanfear. So I'm not going to go into the mechanics of this because it would require a bunch of exposition that I don't want to sit here and give, because I'm trying to get, we're already 4.5 hours in and I've got a lot more books to get to. So Moiraine sacrifices herself to kill Lanfear, and it is insane. This is the first twist. There's already been a couple twists, but this was the biggest twist where I was like, no fucking way. Holy fucking shit. Because to this point, they had never killed a big character like this. They had killed plenty of side characters, but Moiraine of all fucking people, I was shocked when this happened. I was blown the fuck away. And it was really badass. And then there's this scene, right, where Lan, right, who's bonded to Moiraine, right? He feels her die. The very quick version of how she dies, she drags Lanfear into this portal to another realm and then destroys the portal on her way in, sealing them both there for all eternity. There it is. That's a very dumbed down, simplified version, by the way. So Lan can sense that she's gone and basically turns to Rand, and he's like, well, this is it. Before she died, she transferred my bond to somebody else. Now, at this point, it's pretty obvious that Lan loves Nynaeve, and just is too goddamn proud to do anything about it. So, out of kindness, Moraine, instead, because basically part of the warder bond is that when an Aes Sedai dies while they're bonded, the warders basically go fucking insane. So basically, she altered the weave to where if she was to die, her bond would immediately be transferred to somebody else, or his bond. So that character is not terribly important, but she is overdoing something else right now. Basically, he feels the bond to this other woman on the other side of the fucking world, right? On the other side of the continent. And he basically looks to Rand and he's like, if if Nynaeve asks, just tell her I found someone else, because I don't want to hurt her. As bad as, basically he does the, she deserves better than me. Just tell her I found someone else and then she'll move on. And bro, it is. So we get one heartbreak of fucking this shit happening, and then immediately get another one. And then you know what he does? He sheaths his fucking sword and just fucking Wild West walks into the fucking sunset. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. It is so good. And it goes so fucking hard. Bro, he is such a cool motherfucker. I can't get enough of Lan, bro. He's so cool. Fuck, man. All right, so we're gonna turn this off. Hey, we're back. So that happened. So then, basically, we learn that the queen in Andor has been seduced by this fella named Gabriel. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the details of how this is all known, but turns out this Gabriel fella is a Forsaken, using something called compulsion on the queen. And his real name is Ravine. Now, what's the fucking phrase? Hop, skip, jump? Is that the word? Point is, Rand says, yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna go stop this shit. And brother fucking makes a portal. And this is like the first time he's really effectively used the portals like this. And bro just launches like a fucking all-out assault on the castle in Andor, in Caemlyn, and manages to kill him. And the fight is also fucking absolutely crazy. Now, I'm not going to get into the other arcs for the girls and stuff because, yes, they're important, but I'm not trying to spoil everything. I'm just trying to spoil like the core stuff. Trying to like real quick synopsis, and I'm probably going to try to stop going into so much goddamn detail. Kind of a. I knew I wasn't supposed to do that going into this. I'm just supposed to give synopsis, but here we are, 4.5 hours in, only 5 books down. So, yeah, basically, he goes and kills them, and it's really cool. So the girls kind of are doing their own thing. Rand sees Nynaeve in this dream world, right? Because that's where he ends up fighting Ravine. And he basically tells her exactly what Lan said. And then he goes, you know what? And tell Elaine the same thing from me. And then fucking leaves like a fucking crazy motherfucker. Oh, God, it's crazy. It's crazy. This book does a lot of things really well. As far as the bad things in this book, I don't really have any negatives. I didn't bring up the girls' arcs in this book because, if I'm being honest, I didn't really care that much about their arcs. It was honestly kind of boring. Basically, the girls are traveling and they figure out that the girls, I don't know how else to say this, the girls join like a traveling circus to get around, and it's just kind of like another bottleneck that I just don't care about. Like, it's funny. It is funny. And the whole circus is important. Valen Luca's traveling circus or whatever, like, it is an important thing. We get more Aes Sedai politicking. So basically, very long, complicated politics back and forth. The White Tower is split. There is a coup, and the Red Aja seize power for themselves, and the tower is forced to break apart. The tower splits, and basically the Blue Aja is expelled. That's how this book goes. It doesn't really have any low points, but it also doesn't have any of the, it has all the hallmarks of like the great storytelling, where all of it's really good, and there is a part to it, that big spoiler part, there is a part to it where I genuinely have that flutter in my heart. But then there's that one arc where I'm like, fuck. Yeah, so there's like that one arc where I'm like, man, I really do not give a shit about this. And that, yeah, so like that was like the one thing where it was kind of weird. But I think it deserves its spot at amazing. It's fantastic read, very good. Honestly, if that one arc was just a little bit better, I think it would be perfect.